One, we are live. It's Out of Home Insider Daily, your tear sheet, your battle plan. We are going to take apart a piece today out of Marketing Insider. Attribution is killing your strategy. A piece by Phil Case that I think has a lot of good substance inside of it. So we're going to read some of it, and then we're going to take it apart, apply it to the real world, specifically out of home, how brands can be using the same lessons that Phil talks about in this piece. Upcoming, we get it, economic recession, how are brands going to adapt? I think that there's a lot in this piece for us to take away. Here we go. Marketers who over-index on grabbing the quick dollar versus investing in building their brand are doing themselves a disservice. Brands too often commit a fatal blunder by focusing too intensely on a return on ad spend. That's ROAS. If you've seen that floating around, that's ROAS model for all media dollars, which looks at value from only low funnel efforts. Digital marketing has no single solution. By ignoring the need for building brand and consumer mindshare through a full funnel approach, a brand will never extend market share adequately and create brand affinity amongst its total addressable market. That's TAM for short. To drive long-term growth and success, marketers must invest in brand equity by claiming a prominent presence in customers' mind. I couldn't agree more, Phil. My colleagues, this is by Phil, my colleagues have found that a well-run programmatic display campaign dramatically improves the performance of an accompanying paid search campaign. That's awesome. Would not surprise me. Additionally, running programmatic display campaigns have led to an increase of 15 to 20% in direct and organic traffic. By focusing less strictly on ROAS, marketers will turn heads and consumers will start searching for their brand. You can gain new customers without depending exclusively on an expensive pay-per-lead model. Look at this as renting versus buying. Renting, focusing solely on ROAS, may lead to better ROI in the short term, but you will never get ahead of your pay-per-lead model. Buying, focusing more on a holistic approach, may be more costly in the short term, but investing in your business's brand will prove to be the smarter financial choice in the long term as customers will begin to seek it out. For example, a national home building company has executed this type of strategy by investing 51% of its digital budget into programmatic display, 21% into paid social, 18% into paid search, and 10% into video. It has seen astronomical lifts in direct traffic and brand recognition among in-market consumers because they have become top of mind in key geographic markets. By investing in its brand, buying, not renting, it has less reliance on paid search, renting, not buying, than competitors. As an experienced marketer, if your instinct tells you something, go for it, even if you can't measure an immediate ROAS. Don't let attribution kill your strategy. And that was what happened to me. I kid that I'm a recovering digital marketer, but the reality is I didn't believe billboards worked until I saw it for myself in Google Analytics. I'm glad to say that I saw the light. Now, obviously, there's a lot here to agree with in the piece. It's good, sound fundamentals of marketing as we've all been taught. Top of funnel attention drives bottom funnel conversion. We know this. Yet, when it comes to offline channels that are imperfect to measure, all conventional wisdom goes out the window. Here's the thing to keep in mind, though, as the economic conditions continue to tighten. Allocation is the new optimization. Instead of cutting a tactic out of your mix, can you find ways to better balance the budget? Instead of holding off on testing that's something that's new to you, an old school offline tactic. Yes, I'm mostly talking about out of home, but radio and direct mail have a proper seat at the table too, in my opinion. TV, you're still grounded because you lost your little brother newspaper at the mall, and long live newspaper. The bottom line is interest drives intent. So for all of you pay-per-click fans out there, you can't get water out of a well that's run dry. So how do you drive the most valuable top of funnel traffic that you can convert the heck out of using your tried and true digital tactics? The answer, go offline. This is the opportunity to reset the portfolio a bit, if you will. Burn off some of that dead wood, get lean, go faster, test, and come out on the other side, positioned for a long run of success. But whatever you do, don't miss the opportunity to test something new. Because some of the out-of-home jargon is a little bit weird, and hard to get the hang of. I've got some new ideas and terms for you to try out, try on. First one, real-world behavioral targeting. What is it? Well, you've heard of behavioral targeting. This is that, just in the real world. The cool part, because most of the data being collected for out-of-home targeting is not used for serving ads on the internet. It isn't subjected to the same privacy restrictions as data is for targeting ads online. That means that advertising in the real world is officially more deterministically targeted than on the internet. Long live the real world. How about real world retargeting? Yep, you guessed it, retargeting, but in the real world, because that data maps out a very literal real world buyer's journey. You can find opportunities to create a really immersive, highly targeted campaign that is based on how your audience moves throughout their day. They go to Starbucks, then to work, to the gym after work, and then to the grocery store. Along the way, they passed a billboard near the Starbucks introducing them to your brand. At work, the DoorDash Uber Eats locker was wrapped in your ad, and they got to the gym. You guessed it. There you are on the TV above their treadmill. At the grocery store, you're in the parking lot, in the EV charging station that everyone walks around, and all over the store. That's real world retargeting. You want to feel like you're everywhere to your perfect prospect? That's how you do it. Custom audiences, that's an easy one. What do you want to know? Where they live, what roads they take to get to the office, how much they spend on gas each month, what kind of technology they are into. Whatever you want to know about an audience is generally available for out-of-home targeting. Our display ads, they don't fit on phones. They're kind of big. They're just frankly huge. Sometimes they even need a plane to pull them or a boat to float on. Ballyhoo and the Shoreboard, they can get you hooked up at the beach, and they're a network of great ferry operators that I'd love to introduce you to that have some of the coolest stuff on the water. You like video ads? Us too. What's your fancy? Guaranteed one-to-one ad delivery with click-through rates higher than your pay-per-click campaign? Did I say click-through rates in a rant about out-of-home? I did, and that's a disservice to you that we haven't better equipped you to be familiar with our format. Check out Alfie and Play Octopus. They'll put you in the backseat of rideshare cars with lean-in ad experiences that drive really, really strong results. Out-of-home CPMs are less than anything you would even reasonably believe, and we have audiences that you couldn't pay enough to get in front of. The top 1% of the top 1%. Call my guy, Jonathan Davis at JC2Co. He'll put you in the lounge while they gas up the G6. I see you, fam. Your creators love to use our format for their content because it makes them look larger than life. Like Rock and Roll Legends of the Sunset Strip, an iconic coffee table book by Robert Landau that captures the majesty of hand-painted billboards that launched legends like The Doors and Pink Floyd. Everything that we have to offer you is designed with an audience in mind. So the question becomes, what behavior do you want to influence, and how does that audience move? Find them there. Engage them in the real world. Create memorable brand experiences. You want hyper local? We defined it. You like native ads? We're the OG of native ads. Retail media networks are more your thing. We're literally in the stores. Would you like digital or static? Have you ever done the math on how many half-inch by half-inch display ads you'd have to buy to fill up just one 14 by 48 foot billboard? It would take 55,738,368 half-inch by half-inch display ads to fill up just one highway bulletin. At a $10 cost per thousand, that would be $557,383. Do you have any idea how many billboards you can buy for that amount of money in the suburban communities that everyone moved to over the last 2 years? It's a lot. A lot. So if you're considering cutting budget right now, then consider how diversifying your mix can reinforce your top of funnel so that the well doesn't run dry when you go to get the water. Building top of funnel offline is a fraction of the cost of building top of funnel online, and primarily because share of voice equals share of mind, and share of mind equals share of market. It's really just that. And we'll be sharing more of that data to support that in the next couple of weeks. So be sure to subscribe and share this with a colleague or client today, and start a conversation about allocation being the new optimization, which was the theme of today's episode. And for your MotionWorks Marketing Minute of the Day, did you know that 2 out of 3 households in the U.S. subscribe to Netflix, with the highest concentrations in states like California, New Jersey, and Massachusetts? West Virginia has the lowest percentage of subscribers. That's a tough word at 10:18 at night. This marketing minute inspired by Netflix stock being down 71% over the first half of the year, as subscribership continues to grind to a halt ahead of the ad-supported model coming to market. A note from Kim Frank at MotionWorks on this one, that maybe Netflix needs some billboards there. Can someone help them out, please? Or not? That's okay too. Blockbuster needs a reboot, in my opinion, anyway. We'll be taking the day off tomorrow, so enjoy the weekend, and we'll be back with more next week.